Issue 18. 10 tough questions teens face. Teenagers are in a difficult situation. They are no longer children, but not yet adults. They know a lot about the world but lack the credentials to be taken seriously. They are not completely dependent upon their parents, but are not independent enough to act on their own. And they have to make important decisions that can affect them for the rest of their lives. What are they good at? Is it a talent that is worth developing professionally, or will it most likely be a hobby? They have been in school for most of their lives. Do they want to continue studying for many more years, or begin planning for a lifestyle that does not need any higher education? Is marriage and a new family likely to be something that will occur in the near future, or is it probably going to be several years away? The answers to these and other questions, and the actions taken in support of those answers, are among the most fateful in anyone's life. 1. How can I discover my talent and develop it? 2. Is a college diploma really a must? 3. How can I become financially independent? 4. How can I succeed without an influential family background? 5. Who are my real friends? How can I distinguish them from casual acquaintances? 6. Should I cave in to peer pressure in order to be part of the in crowd? 7. Is teenage love just puppy love, as adults call it, or is it genuine? 8. I think I know how the world is, but adults say I know nothing. What do they know that I don't, or are they just fooling themselves? 9. Is parental love dependent upon strict obedience to parents' wishes, or is it actually unconditional? 10. Does money really buy happiness? If you are struggling with any of these issues, don't feel alone. There are no correct answers to any of these questions, since each one depends on how an individual assesses his or her own situation. Answers may in fact change according to circumstances and attitudes, and they are all difficult to come to grips with. But all of them need to be answered, or they may answer themselves in ways that you do not approve of. The only guidance is that you should be truthful and true to yourself. Don't merely answer a question because you think someone else believes in the validity of a particular answer. Parents, friends, teachers, girl, boy, friends may all mean well and may want you to be happy and to succeed, but they can't live your life on your behalf. What does it mean? 1. Lack the credentials to be taken seriously. 2. Are they just fooling themselves? 3. They can't live your life on your behalf. Comprehension. 1. What would an influential family background consist of? 2. How does anyone know if he or she belongs to the in crowd? 3. If someone is just fooling himself, what does that mean?
Teen Talk. One. How many friends do you have? Talk about one of your friends who is very special. 2. How is having a friend of the same gender different than having one from the opposite sex? 3. Do you really want to study hard enough and long enough to get a college diploma? Why or why not? 4. Have you ever thought about why you study? Tell us the real reasons why you study. 5. Is there any difference between paternal and maternal love? How so? 6. From whom do you usually seek advice? Relatives, friends, teachers, others? Give an example. 7. On what things do you agree and disagree with your parents? 8. Imagine the worries adults have and compare them with yours. Who has the better life?
Opinion samples. 1. I take a very pragmatic approach toward my studies. I know I'm not the best student in my class and that I don't have the best grades. That fact will not change, no matter how hard I study. But I know I have to pass every test or I will get into trouble. And I don't want to take any chances, so I have to make sure I know enough about the subject that the outcome will not be in doubt. Therefore, when I do my homework or prepare for a test, I make sure that I spend enough time to avoid disaster. But I also allow myself to spend some time with my friends or do the things I enjoy. The odd thing is, sometimes I surprise myself and do much better than I had anticipated. I just hope that I never surprise myself and do worse than I had planned. Questions. 1. Have you ever done much better or much worse on a test than you thought you would? Do you know why? 2. Defend the attitude of staying in the middle of a group. What are the advantages and disadvantages? 3. Why should anyone try to be the best at anything, even if the odds of success are long?
Opinion samples 2. I don't have any large debts or payments I have to make, but both my parents have to work hard to maintain our lifestyle. So they are always tired and don't have much time to spend with me. But I always have lots of time and energy to enjoy myself with my friends. I can see how old my folks are getting, but I am still very young. They have to be responsible all the time, but I can behave irresponsibly once in a while. And, in fact, people expect me to be that way sometimes. I know that my friends and I often complain about not having enough money or freedom to do whatever we like, but I guess that never really changes as we get older. At least now we don't have to take care of anybody but ourselves. And our parents even help us do that. Questions. 1. Adults often seem to have forgotten what it was like when they were younger. In what ways do you think that teenagers' lives are actually harder than their parents? 2. If you had more freedom to do as you like, what would you do with it? What part of your current lifestyle would you eliminate or reduce? 3. I can behave irresponsibly once in a while, and in fact, people expect me to be that way sometimes. What do you suppose that sentence means? Can you give any examples?
Dialogue. You look serious. What are you thinking about?
So many people in the world seem to be unhappy. How come?
Some people are unhappy because they don't have enough money to get what they need or want.
But even rich folks can be unhappy, can't they?
Sure, money can't buy happiness. You know that.
Why not?
Well, some people are unhappy because of health issues. It's hard to be happy if you are sick all the time or if loved ones are sick.
Then, is health the main reason for happiness?
I think it's one of the most important ones, but I know some extremely sick people who always seem to be happy despite their illness.
So, it's very strange. Health and wealth are both important, but neither one ensures happiness. Is that right?
Nothing absolutely ensures happiness or prevents happiness. There are lots of factors in play: personal relationships, self-esteem, religious belief, and some people just seem to be happy or unhappy no matter what happens to them. That's just the way they are.
Are you happy, Dad?
Most of the time, I guess, but sometimes I get depressed or distressed just like anyone else.
What do you do then?
In my case, I think it helps just to be alone for a while and not worry about work or problems. Just relax, read a good book, see a movie. How about you? What do you do when you're down in the dumps?
I'm just the opposite. I need to get out with a lot of people and have fun, dance, karaoke, or just go shopping.
Everybody's different. What makes you happy?
I always like to talk with you about important things, like now.
Me too. We should do it a lot more often.
Questions. 1. What usually makes you happy? 2. What usually makes you unhappy? What do you do about it? 3. Who's the happiest person you know?
Read and discuss. The whys of a college education. Not long ago, very few people received a higher education. Many did not even finish high school. But times have changed. Although many people can still get good, enjoyable jobs that do not need a college diploma, they often attend college or university anyway. Doing so has become a normal part of becoming an adult. But one must keep in mind that it is not the only option, and it is an expensive alternative. A lot of diplomas go to waste, in that they train people for jobs that they never get. In some cases, it is because there are too many graduates in some field or not enough employment slots for them. In other cases, it is because young people go to college or establish a major without thinking about the future. They do so because of parental pressure or social status, or because they don't have any other plans, and so they either drop out or end up with a certification that does not give them any satisfaction. So my advice is, go to college if you really want to, study hard, get the best education you can, and use your degree to advance in a career field you love. But if you want to do something that does not require a college degree, follow that other path appropriately instead. You won't regret it. Or if you don't know what you want to do, consider waiting a while before you commit to college. And then, when you're sure it's right for you, go for it. Questions. 1. Do you have any college plans? What are they? Or discuss your preferred alternative. 2. Give 3 reasons people should go to college. 3. Give 3 reasons not to go to college. Pictures talk. One. Questions. 1. Do you want to be rich? Why or why not? 2. What would you do with your money if you were rich? 3. Talk about the advantages and disadvantages of being rich.
2. Questions. 1. Do you prefer to wear name-brand clothes? Why or why not? 2. Do you feel blue when you can't afford expensive products? 3. Do you think top brand products are worth the price? Why or why not?
What's your advice? 1. I guess I don't belong on this planet. All my desire is to write poems and play my guitar. I hate studying, and I'm not very good at it. Quite frankly, my grades suck, but I don't care. I don't have any plans to stay in school after I graduate, and I don't really even care if I finish high school. I know very few writers and musicians ever make a lot of money, and that most of them don't make any, but I don't care about that. All I need to make me happy are some strings, pens, and paper. I just want to lead a creative life. But my parents are always on my back. Study hard, they say. Music and poetry aren't worth anything. I'm tired of fighting with my parents, but don't know what to do. Should I give in and abandon my dreams and make myself miserable, or stay the course and make my parents unhappy?
2. My best friend keeps telling me, our destiny is fixed. No matter what we do, we can't escape our fate. I had always thought that my future was in my own hands, that I could accomplish whatever I desire by planning ahead and working hard. Not even luck is a factor, I believed. We make our own luck. But now I'm not so sure. Should I just let life take its course and not worry about where I'm going? Or should I strive relentlessly to achieve the goals I've set for myself? If I work hard and fail after all, won't I feel that I've just wasted my time when I could have been enjoying myself instead? For the first time, I don't know what to do.